Hey y'all, welcome to another reading. We're going to talk about somebody you might have met recently. Now, if you're lucky, you get to meet a lot of people. Um, if you're lucky, you get to meet a few people. But keep in mind that there are always people coming forward in your life who could just in a minute, just in a second, change it forever just by meeting them. So keep your eyes and ears and spirits open and keep your head out of your cell phone when you're talking to people or when you're just hanging out, observing, seeing the universe. Keep your head out of your phone and you'll meet those people, I swear. So this is about a person that you might have met already or that you're about to meet. The universe wants to give you a little heads up, okay? We've got the Three of Pentacles on the bottom. Too shabby. We'll do 3 cards and some clarifiers. The Hierophant. Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm getting sort of lost in the dark. Wheel of Fortune and the Devil. Oh, geez. Okay, now hold on while I get that dog to shut up. Yeah, lost in the dark. I think this person that you meet, I think it's the right time and the right place. And I think that you have a strong connection, maybe even a soul contract from lifetimes ago, but they're a little bit lost. They're a little bit lost in the dark. The Eight of well, that wasn't the Eight of Cups, was it? Yeah, it was. The Eight of Cups flew out. They're a little bit lost in the dark, and they're desperately seeking someone who can recognize them. Desperately seeking someone who can recognize them for who they are. I think the way that this person carries themselves and the way that they look is very much different from how their soul exists. And for some of you, that might make you feel uneasy because you're like, things aren't exactly as they seem. You know, what's going on here? Should I trust this? Yeah. I don't know that it's something that you shouldn't trust. It's just there is a contrast between how the soul exists and what the soul wants and the outward appearance of this person. I don't think it's intentional, if that helps. I think it's just the way that it is. I think this person could probably deal with a makeover in some circumstances. So well, we have the Ace of Wands fly out. Why is the Hierophant here? 2 people kind of fighting and finding each other. It's interesting because a lot of, the Hierophant in the Rider-Waite-Smith is quite different than this. I think another thing is they're going to see something in you that maybe you don't see yourself. Something that other people usually don't see. Keep in mind, it's okay for people to see things like that. It doesn't mean that they're true or not true, truer than not, or whatever. Everybody has their own perspective, but it's just like every tarot reading is influenced by the reader as well as the time in which it's pulled. People are influenced by how they move through the world and the core programming that they've had and everything that they've done up until this point. And sometimes, if you really want to think about it, the things that they're going to do in the future, that'll really wet your noodle. But for some of you, they might see something in you as a projection. And that's something that they want to see that isn't really there. Okay. All right. So the Seven of Wands is on the bottom of the Hierophant. The Two of Swords. the Knight of Pentacles, and the Seven of Cups. It was the Seven of Cups that came up earlier. So, yeah, there's, I think there's a potential for a little bit of, well, listen, there's always a potential for a little bit of conflict with anybody that you meet, right? But this is in regards to spiritual existence. Period. It's either their conflict or it's your conflict. You're not exactly sure if you jibe. I'm not sure either, honestly. This is a little sus. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune, why is it here? So far, everything that I've, like, as much as I want to feel good about this, everything that's come out of my mouth has been a little bit challenging so far. Not exactly the Three of Pentacles that I was looking for. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here? I think this person has seen a lot more than they will tell you. Like, they've been through a lot. If you get to know this person, you'll find out that they have even more of sort of a sordid past than you realized. The Four of Wands. Is this person in your life for a reason? I don't like this. I'm sorry, you guys. But I mean, it is what it is. So there's some insight to be had. And I think it's on their side and a little bit on your side. There's some insight to be had about relationships and about how things work and about differences, similarities, about an exchange. There's the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups and the Four of Wands are refreshing when considering this. But still, I'm too put off by the Five of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. The combination of this is frenetic. It's like working to no objective. It's almost like a false insight on a soulmate connection that you really have to build a story around versus it just existing and being natural. Does that make sense? That's exactly what it is. So, hope you caught that. Why is the Devil here? I am getting this projection thing. Why is this particular Devil here? Why do you have me use this deck of cards, universe, and then pull that Devil? That Devil's been coming up a lot in readings lately. I think all of the updates. Ay, ay, ay. It's a scary Devil, man. All right, so the Page of Cups is on the bottom. Yeah. They think you're pretty cool. This whoever you're meeting, whoever you're getting to know, this new person in your life, they think you're really cool. They really want to come forward. They're the problem is that they might be building a little bit of expectation there that they really can't. It's like you give them an inch and they take a whole mile and just run with it. And they're not bringing the chariot to you, they're just running the chariot to your future. There's a little bit of that. It might not be for everyone, but the devil is in the details. And I think they're getting pretty detailed about shit. I don't love that, because when you meet somebody, you should leave everything open. And you shouldn't have those kind of expectations, let alone take a little, detail of a conversation and blow it into a relationship building event, right? You can't say like, yeah, like, oh, she told me she was a painter, so now suddenly I'm seeing myself helping her in the studio, and you know, y'all just met. Yeah, I'm not in love with this energy. I think this person is well intentioned. I think there's a necessary spiritual journey that they need to be on. And if you get too on track with this person, they might start projecting that that high priestess on your chest. Like that's the worry that I see, is like, I don't know. Just be careful, take it slow. Maybe be friends first for a little while. See if you know you get any of those vibes. I There's a lot here. This person's pretty complicated. And like I said, there's a soul journey that isn't part of their conversation right now. Um, there's a lot of things that you don't know. You just met them, right? It's a lot of things you don't know. But I would worry about them sort of building these building these ideal, scenarios, and having these expectations, and sort of, yeah. Okay. Well, that's your reading, y'all. Let's I want to pull from the I want just a couple cards, because I feel very uh I feel like there's a lot of unanswered questions. I feel like unexplored. I feel like, I don't know, maybe this person wants to get to know you a lot more. I mean, listen, vulnerability is a beautiful thing, and letting people in and letting people know you is great. But no, and I'm being serious. I'm not being like facetious. But you should have a working vocabulary of the types of things, and the encyclopedia of topics, history, personal views that you are willing to share with the world. Because when you talk to somebody the first few times, you have to keep in mind that you don't know them well enough to know that it is private. Even if you feel a connection with someone, you don't know who that person is talking to. So I'm just saying, be mindful of how much you share when you're first getting to know someone. It's great. Open up, be vulnerable, tell them about your hopes and plans and dreams. That's great. But, make sure that you filter it through. It's just like if you were to send an email, you're not going to send an email that you wouldn't want the whole world to see, right? Because definitely could. It's kind of the same thing. So we have the 5 of Cups on the bottom, 2 of Swords, and the 2 of Wands. Hmm. Yeah, I think I hate to say this, but if this is a romantic relationship and you've just met someone, I think you're going to always sort of be looking looking over their shoulder, looking over your shoulder, looking outside of that relationship. And there's a potential to sort of tear yourself up over it. So I'm not a huge fan of this person that you've just met. I mean, they're great people. I'm not sure how y'all fit together. So I might do a follow up on this, but if you're interested in making this person a friend, I would say great. Maybe that's how the journey works. But right now, that's all I would do personally. Okay. Thanks, y'all. That's your reading.